everyone, welcome to Brickburst. My name's MJ, and if you are new to the channel, please click that subscribe button and check out the other videos on our channel. Today we are looking at the brand new War Machine Buster LEGO set from the Avengers Endgame range. We're going to be comparing him against primarily the Avengers Infinity War HulkBuster, but I've also got the previous HulkBuster, which I believe was from the Age of Ultron sets, so we'll have a look at all of them as well. If you want to see a comparison between those two HulkBusters, there is a video for that on the channel already. Right, now having a look at the original first HulkBuster and this new War Machine Buster, we see that the War Machine Buster is quite a bit bigger than that original version. Quite a bit better as well, I would say, in my opinion. Now there's a side-on view, we can see the size difference there. It's pretty stark, and that is no pun intended there. And then looking at the back, they're pretty different. So these are quite wildly different versions, and I would say the War Machine is a big upgrade. Now let's move across to the proper comparison. This is the Infinity War HulkBuster. As you can see, in terms of size, they're actually pretty similar, albeit War Machine has got a few more bells and whistles on him. If we have a look at this, you can see one of the main differences is these sort of clips that are sort of just adding a little bit of extra detail on the front, really. And that looks a lot like the additional clips that's actually on the War Machine in the films as well. In terms of the other details on the front, I think it's fair to say that the War Machine Buster is a little bit more detailed. I think it's got some slightly better stickers with some slightly better printing as well. Printing has slightly thicker black lines, which I find helps to draw out the details a little bit more, and the armor's a little bit more interesting in places. Then there's another side-by-side comparison shot. You can see those weapons like the Gatling gun and the missiles on top of War Machine Buster really help to add to his height when in comparison to the Infinity War HulkBuster. And we're now going to look at some of the other comparisons between them. So if we pick up War Machine Buster and look at the arm, we've got a ball joint at the top where the shoulder is, and then there's a swivel, just like a swivel pin at the elbow, so it's a somewhat limited articulation, particularly when compared with the Infinity War HulkBuster, which has got a ball joint at the shoulder and at the elbow as well, so it's a bit more posable. Actually, overall though, surprisingly, I prefer the War Machine Buster. The sort of bent elbow doesn't really hinder it too much. Opening up the cockpits, we can see that my HulkBuster is currently pilotless, but we can see that James Rhodes, Rhodey, is currently in the pilot seat for the War Machine Buster, and he fits snugly in there. Looking at the feet, they've got some pretty big differences actually. They've all got some sort of articulation on the sort of toe elements, so you can sort of position them a little bit more and it gives you a little bit more posability. I like the shape of War Machines a little bit better, it's a bit more interesting. Around the back they actually look very similar, so it's somewhat of a similar build between them. There's a lot of similarities, but some big differences too. If we open up the cockpit, you can see a little bit inside of there. In terms of the opening up, they're fairly similar in this regard. The War Machine Buster doesn't quite have those sides that open all the way. They're just more little hinges that open up a little bit, but then you've got these little clips here as well. I think both of them work really well, and I really like the way that the smaller War Machine sits inside the War Machine Buster. Overall, I think the War Machine Buster is a little bit better than the HulkBuster, and I really like both sets. I think they complement each other incredibly well, and they've done a really good job of capturing the similarities between the models whilst making them stand apart as well. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you want to see more videos about these sets, let me know in the comments below, and subscribe for more.